Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. And on this channel nothing happens, so everything is a possibility. So today, because I'm stuck on a particular book that I intended to make into a reading vlog, I decided that instead of just pressuring myself, I'm just going to take my time reading the book and putting together the video. And in between, I'm just going to do other things. And as if you check my community page, you'd see that I post crochet project that I'm working on, a project that I have finished. And recently I decided to start up a crochet project, one that I've not tried before, which is making a doll. And this doll is the size of it could be a keychain or something, you get. And I've never done it before, so I decided to just pass the time in between reading the book and editing and all of that, making this doll. So far, I'm following this channel, Mahum Crochet. Her channel is very helpful. Her patterns are innovative, interesting. All of the things I've posted on my channel, on my community page, is what I actually learned watching her, and it was just easy to follow, you get. So anyways, for this project you have to make, it's a doll, yeah, so you have to make the head separately, the legs and the body, the hands, the rabbit ears. So I've done with mostly all of it, so it just left, I just have only one more rabbit ear to, second part of the rabbit ear to complete. And then I'll make a heart. That is all left for me to just join them. So I just want to show you how far I've gone. So this is the head of the the doll. As you can see, she used something called snake eyes. I don't know, something that you just like a kind of button you put inside the doll's head to create its eye effects, but I don't have that, so I decided to make something like a Miffy sort of face. The nose is supposed to be like X or something, but I just pretend, since this is my first project, I'm just going to, actually it looks good, it kind of looks okay. By the time I put everything together, maybe it will make more sense. But this is the head, this is the body. There's a lot of what do you call it, lack of symmetry, but it doesn't matter. Actually, I feel like it doesn't matter because I just like the idea of me finishing it. It's like, I'm so proud of myself for that. So this is the body, and that was the head. So I completed the hands this morning. These are the two bunny hands. Yeah, it's a bunny. And this is one pair of the, this is one part of the pair of rabbit ears. So it's going to hang by the head like this. And I'm going to make, so all that's left for me is to complete the second ear. And this is the second ear, yeah. So I'm going to complete the second ear and then make the hearts with this colored thread. Now I just wanted to create contrast, that's why I'm using it, you get. So maybe next time when I'm shopping, I have a lot of wool actually, so maybe when I'm shopping for more wool, I'll be more conscious of the colors I'd like to use. But most of my wool is pink, like pastel colors. No, not pastel, is it pastel? Pastel colors. And then this type of thread is different from the quality of thread, so I have a lot of different quality yarns are hanging around. So I'm just attempting everything possible to with my yarn, just to make myself feel like good, because making crochet, doing crochet for me is just about feeling good. I like the power and the mindless distraction that comes with making it. Like my head gets empty and I can focus on something, you know. So anyways, there's a particular pattern for making it and I have memorized the pattern, so I'm just going to stitch away till I get to the end of it. This is row 3 or 4, I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm just going to stitch away. I'll be looking at the pattern on my system, like if I forget anything or if I need to check out anything on how to join and all that. So let's continue. Let me start off my stitching. One mistake I made, like when I first started doing crochet, yeah, I wanted my mind to be busy, on days where it was running wild. I wanted my mind to get busy. So I learned, or I reminded myself crochet because I learned it in secondary school. So I reminded myself of it again. And then, so this is just going to be a chatty crochet with me vlog, I feel. Hopefully I complete the project before night time, and if not, it doesn't matter. I'm just happy to be here. So I learned crochet because of, like, to tame my brain to not just run rampant with crazy scenarios, and it works. It helps me regulate my emotion and all of that. So when I get to the stage of the pattern where I have to just do single crochet round or just double crochet round, I don't have to listen to the person anymore, and I just keep following the rounds. So, but like the thing I noticed in like the years I picked it up, which was 2021, I went for service, and just I noticed that every first at the beginning of every round I have to mark my stitch, else I will not be able to recognize the first stitch and I'll just be caught up in a loop. So this is the first stitch. I don't know if you are seeing this. Are you seeing it? This is the first stitch. So I started it earnestly. I went to the market, I got a bunch of yarn, but the only thing I got was the yarn and the pin, and that was that very tiny pin that is locally available in the market, or readily available. This is round 5 or 4, I don't know. But when I got home and I decided to start off the pattern, I realized the other things that are important when you are making any crochet project. You have to have that needle, a darning needle, which is what you use to finish up your work. And I didn't have it, and I was frustrated. But I completed the project, but without that needle, it just felt incomplete. And so I was like, okay, let's start off another project. Maybe we'll find a place where we can buy the darning needle. But I didn't find any place where they had such a needle. I didn't really look, and I didn't even think of going like online markets like Jumia and all of that, which is where I got this whole set I'm using now. I got it from Jumia when it was on sale, like 5,000 naira, something, and it came with everything, the stitch markers, this thing. Then I did, even when the teacher would be like, oh, mark this stitch with your stitch marker. I'm like, what is this? What can I use as a stitch marker? And I'll use toothpick. And by the time I go around, the toothpick will be so confusing, because it's like, are you up or are you down? So like a lot of my projects in 2021 when I was by myself, were incomplete, and it took a lot of time and effort to. That's another thing that is important to note here. Is like most of my projects then, whenever I started them, no matter how carefully I listened to the tutorial, no matter how I followed the pattern, like I would literally set up my phone and be looking at every single step this person was saying, and I'll get it wrong regardless. It didn't even matter. Like at some point it felt like just this cruel joke. Yeah, I was like, why am I getting this thing? Okay, don't try me. Like, why am I getting this thing wrong? And then I'll be like 3 rows of yarn in, and I'll have to lose everything. This is row 6, or 5. I have to lose everything and start again. It drove me insane, but I kept at it. And then when I came back from service, I filled my days with those kind of projects, and it still ended up the same thing. I'd make mistakes in the middle. I'll struggle to understand the patterns, and then at the end I wouldn't have the materials to complete it. Then I got the materials to complete it, and I still could not finish any project of mine. And I didn't know why that was. I was following every single rule. You get. The issue with me was like every time I got to the point where I felt like I definitely had to unravel everything and start again, I felt like a complete failure. And so and then I started a new project. I felt like let's not fail, and my idea of failure was having to start again. So like people that are close to me, they know that there was a point in my life where I had to drop everything, like literally unravel my whole life and start again. You get? And at that point there was a whole lot of stress on me that I felt like that's even the idea of starting again. Like it was not me, but like just the whole circumstances of everything made me feel like the starting again was just a mark of failure. And so it reflected in everything I did. Then I desperately tried to not start again in most things I began or tried. Like I have like how many YouTube channels? Yeah, I have two YouTube channels. There's one I had for the longest time, and I did everything possible, but it felt like it was not going anywhere. And then one day during the like pandemic, that was like 2020, you get, before I started crochet. Yeah, I'm just saying it like um during the pandemic, like 2020, i I was so horrid. Like I was at a very very low point. You get, almost everybody was at a low point, but like mine was just like, for me now, because it's only my experience I can talk about. I was feeling very low, and it was the YouTube channel. I wanted the YouTube channel to do so well, bro. I wanted my YouTube channel to do so well because I wanted to be independent. I wanted to have something of my own. You get, but I think this is rule one, one, two, one, two, three, four, five. So this is rule six now. I think this is rule six. I wanted to do well. You know, I wanted YouTube to be my own thing, and it seemed like everybody was. It was so easy for everybody, just the way crochet seemed so easy to the teachers, to the people in the comment talking about, and the several crochet channels that were just, you know, making videos or content from crochet project. I was like, how is everybody getting this thing and not me? You get? And it was like, you know what, just throw that YouTube channel to the side and let's start again. So this channel I'm posting on is the channel I actually threw to the side, and I was like, let me start again. And so I made another channel. That channel is still up there, and that channel I was like, okay, I'm going to do vlog. Maybe the problem is my face, maybe the problem is my talking, maybe my talking is too boring, maybe I don't have anything to offer the world with my voice, you know. And here I am starting again, just like that time I started again in the past. And like, am I not a failure or something like that? Not am, but like, was I not a failure like this and all of that? And I was like, I was determined to make that one a success. And but like the materials I didn't have for crochet, I also didn't have materials for that channel. Like, you know, when you're starting a channel that time, everybody be like, get the lights, get the camera, get the aesthetic of the environment, get the this, get the that, the stuff, the content you use for your content. I wanted to make like vlogging, cooking videos, you know, but like it just felt so futile. I tried. I know I will say I tried, you know, I would say I put in all my effort, but like at the end of the day I still got to the point again, like in this old channel, like on this old channel, I got to the point where I was like looking at the wall. I was just facing a blank wall, and it was like, you know what? Let's just stop. Instead of making a new channel, let's just not make anything again. And so I let it be. I let it be. Even the subscribers I was amassing was just like, I wasn't even amassing. It was just like I was like at I was like 90 something, 97 or something. To me then it wasn't enough. I was comparing myself to every Dick and Harry. So I was like, why am I at 90 something? Like, and why am I getting like 10 views, you know, 5 views, like no likes, no comments. No, it was just horrifying. So I it was just horrifying. So I stopped. I was like, you know, instead of starting another channel, that would be like 3 channels. Let's not do that to ourselves. Let's not have this burden of number of channels. Let's just stop, you know. Because on the first channel it was like I was talking, I was saying different things, and I was like, maybe the problem is like I'm not interesting enough, you know. I'm not, but I was not interesting enough. Like there was nothing anybody needed to hear me talk about. Like my voice didn't matter. And then I started this channel and I was not showing my face. And I was just like doing things with my hand, you know, making vlogs, going out and all of that, and it still got the same result. So like there had to be a common, you know, value between both of them. There has to be a commonality between both channels, because I was doing things so called differently and I was still getting the same results. So that means I was doing the same thing. So like, what could that be? At this point it looks like this. I think this is 6 rows, so I only have 2 rows left. And after the 8th row, I would start making decreases. Imagine me making decreases without looking at the teacher. I have advanced. So anyways, I don't know, something changed. Like in 2021, I was in that place in Jos. I came across what, like a pattern of thinking, a law, if you would will. And the law was like, all I have to do is just assume that I have what I want, and it is so, And then there was this thing called affirmations, where like it's something that you listen to over and over, you get, and it will change the subconscious programming that is birthing your thoughts and your outlook on life. And it was important to me then. It didn't hit so well as it does now, but like imagine going through life thinking that the idea of starting again meant I was a failure. Like, and it wasn't even a fact of say, it wasn't an issue of say I was going through life thinking I was like something I did or didn't do would make me a failure. It was that there was already the programming of feeling like a failure. Yeah, there's already programming of feeling like a failure, and every time I attempted to do things, it sort of confirmed that bias. You get, there's already the thought of don't bother, you failed already. And then I'll do things to be like, you see, I'm doing this thing is working. You see that this thing is that disproves the thought that is always here, that failure. You get, but the only thing he did was like everything I brought to the table, as long as it was birthed from the program of feeling like a failure, it would end up being a failure. And the things that I did that end up being a failure would only confirm to me what I already felt. You get, so like the YouTube channels, I was trying to use an externality to disprove something that was already solid in my mind, in my subconscious, in my personal belief about myself. I was trying to use an externality to solve it. And when I gave up on YouTube, so-called gave up, even though it kept on persisting, YouTube was still in my head. Yeah. So when I gave up on YouTube, so to speak, I picked up crochet, and I was like, let me just do something random and small. As YouTube feels like such a big deal, let me do something random and small. And I didn't even know this was the thought process that was going on then. It was like, let me pick up something random and small, and let me show it to my brain that, you see, I'm not a failure. But unfortunately, it just exacerbated the feeling of it. Like everything I made ended up incomplete, unraveled, just useless. Even the ones I pushed through to make did not have any structural integrity. It was just a flop, basically. And I had to just retreat inside this part of myself that didn't want to face the so-called truths, because anything that you hold as your actual belief within will always reflect outside. And then when you see it outside, you think it's objective truth. Like when you like feeling like I could not do YouTube just because my YouTube channels tanked or something, like, and I was looking at it as objectively, maybe I'm not good at YouTube, maybe my voice is not valued, maybe my vlogs are dull or something. But like, I obsessively watch a lot of YouTube channels. I watch a lot of commentary, as in people that speak a lot. I watch a lot of people that do a lot, like vlogging and all of that. And both sides of the fence, both of them, there is nothing too spectacular they do. You get, like, as they like. I'm not talking about people that have big ass channels that have gone so far in their expertise. I'm talking about like startup channels, like channels that are of a medium size. Like they just do basic things, and you can see that they're not even stressed out by what they do. And it's like, why are they not stressed out? What is the confidence that's coming from? Why is the confidence coming from that is making them feel like, oh, by now they'll say things like, okay, I started my channel thinking that, okay, at least I'll have 1K at start. I'm like, where did you guys get this assurance, know that you just have 1K subscribers just like that, when I'm trying to like break into 100, and the 100 is seeming like this god of something, this amount of number, you get? So like, anyways, something clicked for me recently, and that thing that clicked for me started to reflect in my started to reflect basically. Even I started reading again. I haven't picked up a book in decades, like let's just say decades, or like decades, I haven't picked up a book in decades, and I stopped reading slowly when I was like a teenager. I just gave up, like I don't know why, I just stopped reading. So like when I picked up reading again, it felt like I had forgotten that I was a reader. Okay, like this one I'm making reading vlogs, posting pictures about books and all of that is not just, it was not just a matter of, okay, no, something changed within me. Okay, and then I remembered that I could read, and I went out and got books, and then all the crochet material I had, I just started unraveling them like old projects recently. Like, let's just continue. I think I said I was a 6 year, so this should be 7. So I just started unraveling them that, wait, I can actually do this thing. And then I posted the first, that biscuit cookie, this thing I did. I really went into it not thinking I could finish it, but I got the whole detailed, I got the patterns like this, like this, like my eye, like blink and open my eyes, I'm done with the first part. The second part, connecting all the 3 pieces together and posting it. And that day I was filled with so much euphoria, like my body was singing, I could not sit still, I had so much energy. I was like, what the like, I did this, and I posted it everywhere, on WhatsApp, on my YouTube page, a community page. I was like, what, you guys, this is phenomenal. And it was just a freaking cookie, yeah, just a freaking cookie pattern. This freaking cookie pattern, I did not even try to attempt things like that when I was in Georgia, because I was like, don't even bother, and it's like, where, and that time, the voice that was always there saying don't bother, the thoughts that were like don't bother, thoughts that were like approach every project with fear, with nausea, with trepidation, with despair, knowing that you cannot finish it, because if you try to unravel it midway, you have failed already. Like, all those voices, they were absent, they didn't. So this is the final round I'm going to start off now. They were absent, they didn't sound up. I don't hear them anymore when I'm doing crochet now. When I do crochet, I just listen to patterns, and it's like, okay, and I get it, I even memorized how this crochet thing started. Before I posted that cookie, do you know what happened? I just woke up one day and I was like, I have to get this grammar, what they call this thing, what is this thing, there's a crochet pattern called granny square hair, a crochet pattern called granny square, yeah. I woke up one morning, I was like, no, I have to get this thing. No, I have to get, because most of the large projects you see, like trousers and tops and all of that, most of them use granny crochet as the base of the pattern and all of that. So I'm like, I have to get granny square in case I want to make all this thing. I didn't even think of in case. I was just like, I just want to know how to make a granny square. And I followed a very simple pattern on YouTube, and I got it at once. And I was like, wait, is this a fluke? Because I've tried making granny squares before, and I suffered. Like, that was like 2023. I suffered, just to get through one granny square. It was excruciating. Like, it was not like physical pain, but it was excruciatingly complicated in my brain. Like, I could not just process the pattern. But this one, like, at that moment, and I was like, wait, maybe this is a fluke. And let me show you the number of granny squares I did, just to prove to myself that it wasn't a fluke, and I was the one. Like, I had already gotten the granny square pattern in my brain straight up, like one does. Oh, let me show you. I made granny squares in all of my yarn. I just wanted to prove it to myself that it was not a fluke. And I don't know, I wanted to prove to myself that it was not a fluke. I was waking up 4 a.m. doing granny squares, thinking, okay, maybe if I do like this and it fails, I'll know that, okay. But it didn't fail. I just could not fail. Like, if I start making the granny square right now, it would be perfect. Wait, let me just show you the granny squares, the number of granny squares I did. So these are the ones that I made, and I tried to make different variations of it. The point is, I got the pattern down right, and I aligned I arranged all the old granny squares that way perfect, and I kept them someplace. So these are the ones that are not so perfect. I don't know where those other ones were, but there's a whole other set I can't even find because I arranged it like, let me keep it separately in case I needed it one day. So anyways, that's just what I wanted to prove, that the number of granny crochet I did, just like to prove to myself like, wait, this is not a fluke, it's my brain that's actually making these patterns without looking at the video or the tutorial. So what changed between 2021 and 2024? What's changed? What is it that I got better at? Is it that crochet like changed, or did my hands change, or did my brain change? Well, something definitely changed because this year I decided to, like, you know, I try to face those voices, those naysaying voices, those voices that constantly beat up on me, you know. And I realized that those voices, they're not outside. It was not somebody else telling me, also, it was me telling myself this thing, because it was the seed that was already planted in my head, with the whole, like, starting again venture that I made a conscious decision to do. So I was like, no, let's change my brain. Let's change what is inside. Let's remove it. I don't want that anymore to be my reality. I don't want to be reflecting and confirming. I don't want to reflect things I don't like and then be stuck in a confirmation bias loop of the things I don't like. I don't like them. I don't want them. C'est fini. So I tried to change it. And how did I do that? I started listening to affirmation tips. I actually can't even remember right now where I'm at, but I think it's now time for me to start making decreases. They look fairly similar in height, so let me start making decreases. Anyways, I was like, okay, and how do you make a decrease? You take I'm not even teaching, don't worry. I'm not teaching. If you want to learn crochet, just make up your mind that you know crochet already, and you know crochet. You don't need to even learn, because now I realize it's not based on learning or any sort of skill. It's just based on you and what you believe about yourself and the things that you can do for yourself. Once you believe you can do anything, my dear, you will do anything. So I started listening to tapes, like recordings on YouTube. Like, people make these recordings on YouTube of affirmations where a specific feeling, you want to change a specific um program of thoughts in your life, in your head, whatever. You want to change it, and then you listen to it over and over again. And like, when you say listen to it, you can listen to it when you're doing anything. You can listen to it when you're reading, when you're washing plates, when you're cooking, which is what I do a lot. Even before I sleep, like, I turn it on and I just let it play through the night. But like, I'm not even giving the credit to those tapes, you get. Because at the end of the day, those tapes, what they do for you is they help you to realize, after a while of listening, you begin to realize that you are the operant power in your reality, and anything that you say goes. You get. So you listening to affirmation tapes means that you are the one deciding how you want to think. First of all, you made a decision to change your life, to change your set of beliefs. That is where the power comes from, that you are the power, not anything outside of you. And I started listening to tapes that felt for affirmed that, like, I felt for listening to tape, like, the tapes I really enjoyed listening to were the ones that were about believing in myself. Because if it's anything that I learned as a child growing up, was that I cannot believe in myself. Like, as children, like, in my own environment, like, all the old power is outside of you. Some god outside there is giving you the permission to live your life, else he can take it away from you. You get. Else he can punish you for it. Else, if you don't consult him for anything. And my recent video was about how everything good God takes the credit for it, and everything bad you take the blame for it. So it's like, why won't I think that, why won't I, like, believe that I was a failure, when I already believe that nothing good can come from me, or nothing good could come from me, Everything good is always from some external body outside that somehow also refuses to be good to me or give me good things I ask for. You have to sweat, and sometimes you don't even get what you want from the so-called God. You get, so like I just threw away the idea of God too. That one too saved me. That was what led me down this path. By 2021, I'd already completely abandoned the idea of God. So I was not like floating in space. All I had left was these ideologies, from childhood, where all this failure, feeling of failure and all of that. So what did I decide to do? I was like, okay, instead of just remaining in that space of feeling like a failure, like let's go to the root of it. What is at the root of it? All the power is inside of me. Inside of me. Now I know that all the power is inside of me. Then I see all the power was outside of me. Some outside power was doling out like abilities, and if you don't get this ability, you're stuck with it for life and all of that. But now that I realize that there's no such power outside of me, how do I now reorient myself? You get, how do I retrain myself? How do I exercise my muscles of self-belief? I have to first of all realize that I can believe in myself. Okay. And I was like, okay, let's go there. So I started this affirmation state of self-belief, and in that place, like, I believe in myself. I believe I can change, different things. Like, it's so nice listening to affirmation. And the wonderful thing about affirmation tips is that you can choose anything. Like, if someone doesn't feel comfortable for you, you can change it to another person, that another voice, another, like, you can pick another channel that makes the kind of affirmations that are comfortable to your ears. So anyway, listen to it for, I don't want to give time frame because time is irrelevant, but I listened to it for a while, and one day I woke up and I was like, I want to make granny crochets. I want to make granny squares. I want to be able to complete granny squares. And I completed granny squares. And when I was tired of granny squares, I was like, okay, let me make an attempt to make my my heart cookies crochet, and I did it. And then I was like, wait, let me make cherries, and I did it. And now I'm making a teddy, like I'm making a doll, like that is going to be like a key ring. Like, how awesome is this thing? That's like, every morning I wake up, life just feels so full of possibilities, and I'm happy and I'm satisfied, and I'm like, oh, what am I going to do for myself today and enjoy it? What am I going to do for myself today and feel proud about it? Even though I know that I'm the one that did it for myself. You get, for myself by myself. So I've completed the ears. Now I'm just going to close off the ends by slip stitching into and fastening off. Like, it's so awesome, bros. Like this video is not even a crochet video. It's more of a picker upper video. Believe in yourself, but like, it's not just believe in yourself like all these motivational aspire gurus tell you. There, if you don't believe in yourself, that means there's a programming somewhere in there that is constantly repeating failure back to you. It's constantly repeating inabilities and incapabilities back to you, and all you have to do, is not difficult. It's not something that is not a life sentence. You can just decide to change. You can decide to change. That's another important thing. Like, I have come to realize, like, anything I don't like about myself, and the funny thing is that the hardest part is getting to accept that you have this belief about yourself. Like, for me, I've always been proud of myself. Like, everybody around me always says, oh, King, you're so optimistic, and it's like, I take it on as a badge of pride that I'm optimistic. But when I'm by myself and I'm, different things like crochet is coming up, and I realize that maybe I'm not so optimistic. Maybe it's just a mask I wear in front of other people so that they don't feel so terrible around me. It's easy to like make others feel like everything is possible for you. You can do it. Like, it's easy to even believe in other people. Okay, looking at other people's channel and watching other people's video, I'll be like, this person in a month, this person is going to reach 10k, and they always reach 10k. Like, I've never ever not predicted correctly. And I'm like, okay, I want to turn that onto myself. Let me to reach 10k of my channel. And it's like, So I feel like this video is going to be like an accountability exercise. Like all my videos are accountability exercises, just a record of me, taking accountability for my life, not giving power to anything outside of myself, and reminding myself that I am the only I am the decision maker here. I'm the one that is calling the shots here. So I want to end the video here because it's getting really dark and it's Ramadan period, so the night is falling faster than usual. Anyways, but that was my video for today. And in my video I successfully made the rabbit ears, and yeah, I completed rabbit ears and I said a lot of things. So crochet for me is not a big deal anymore in that sense. It used to be a big deal, like, oh, when I make it, let me make this sound this trumpet. But like now I want to sound the trumpet, not because I made the crochet, but because like I'm reflecting a change on the inside of me, that failure no longer has a place on the inside of me. Like, it's not like failure doesn't, but like failure is not what I'm projecting onto the world anymore, because I want to succeed. I want to have the numbers. I want to have a lot of, I want to be able to wake up in the morning and say I want to do something, and I achieve it, and I do it without breaking a sweat. You get? And when I make crochet project, when I successfully complete crochet project, it reminds me that, oh, I am that. Like, I'm everything I say I am. I am that. I have the ability, I have all the capabilities, I have all the resources, everything is within me, all the power is within me, and I gave it to myself. Nobody gave that to me. I gave my own power to myself, and because I gave it to myself, nobody can take it away from me either. So this video is just an exercise in accountability. I made I've completed the ears, so I'll probably post when I'm done with the dolly. I'll post everything. This is the head, the body. When I'm done with the dolly, I'm going to post it on my community page and we'll celebrate it together. So this is the thumbnail. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you for your time. Subscribe because you want to, you want to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.